You're going to be asked to bring this to every gathering.
We're about to make the most delicious Tres Leches cake you've ever tasted. First, you want to start by preheating your oven to 350. In a large bowl, you want to sift a cup of flour. Next, you want to grab your baking powder and do 1.5 teaspoons and then 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and then give that a good mix. Now we're going to separate 5 egg yolks and 5 egg whites. My trick to separating is to make sure your hands are wet with cold water. Now to the egg yolks, you're gonna add 3/4 cup of sugar. Now you're gonna give this a mix until it becomes a really light yellow. Now you wanna add 1/3 cup milk and a little extra if you drop some. And then a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Now just mix that until combined. Now you're gonna pour the egg yolk mixture over the flour mixture and then fold that until just combined. Now we're gonna set this aside and work on the egg white mixture. Okay, we're going to beat the egg whites on high speed until it starts to peak, and then we're gonna add 1/4 cup of sugar and continue mixing it. Now that it's starting to look like this, right? So we've got some peaks that are starting to form. Now I'm slowly going to start to add that 1/4 cup sugar. Once your peaks are nice and stiff like this, you know that you're done. Now, you want to slowly fold this into your cake mixture. This is what's gonna make the cake very spongy. You do not wanna overmix this. Again, be super gentle and don't overmix. You wanna thoroughly spray your cake pan before you put your cake mixture in there. Now, you wanna pour that mixture into your cake pan. You wanna bake this for about 25 to 35 minutes, but the best bet is just to stick a toothpick in here and see if it comes out clean. Once your cake is done baking, you wanna let it cool entirely before we add the milks on top. You're gonna add about 1/4 cup of milk, a whole can of evaporated milk, and 1.5 cans of lechera. You wanna mix all of that together. Now this part is really, really important. This is what takes the cake to the next level. You wanna poke holes all over this cake. You wanna poke holes all around the edges as well. This is gonna allow the milk to get into every crevice. Now you wanna pour the milk mixture over the cake. Make sure you get the edges as well. Okay, now you wanna cover it. You wanna set this in your fridge for at least an hour, but if not, this would be something you wanna make the night before. That way the milk is nice and soaked up into the cake. Okay, so we let this sit in the fridge overnight. Now I'm gonna add some homemade whipped cream. Okay, and then I'm gonna top it with some cinnamon. Now you can stop here and it'll taste absolutely delicious, but we are craving some shaved coconut. So I'm just gonna sprinkle, and there you have it, a very yummy Tres Leches cake. Now let's cut into it.
Look at that delicious, moist Tres Leches cake.